processes that we are studying. The first one we studied was glacial, then comes the wind, and now we will move towards the processes that are associated with streams, rivers, and running water streams. These processes are grouped into fluvial processes, and fluvial processes are one of the most important processes that happens on the surface. As you know, the glaciers, जब वो melt करते हैं, that they will provide the melt water, and that melt water actually goes from higher altitude areas to the lower altitude areas, and in the process of that it also forms a series of features, like we have seen a series of features in glaciers, in wind, and now we will see the features that are associated with running water, and we grouped these processes into the fluvial processes. Let's see some of the contents. Some of the contents of fluvial processes. Actually, it also involves the stages of a river. As you guys know, a river starts from the meltdown of glacial. Glacial के melt होने से river start होता है, and then it moves from higher altitude to the medium altitudes to the अरेबियन सी. तो ये अरेबियन सी तक पहुँचते पहुँचते लाइक इंडस रिवर की अगर आप एग्जांपल लें तो इसकी भी डिफरेंट स्टेजेस होंगी. वन स्टेज विल बी द यूथफुल स्टेज, एंड देन विल बी द मैच्योर स्टेज, एंड देन विल बी द ओल्ड एज. We will see how the streams will look like in different ages. Then we will also try to see what various types of valleys are there, and what type of different what type of different valleys are there, and how the valleys are classified. Maturity stage, meanders, alluvial fan, rejuvenation, drainage pattern, and at the end will be the conclusion. As we have already grouped the processes, आपको याद होगा जब हमने शुरू किए थे geomorphic processes, so we grouped them into two groups. One was the endogenetic process, and the other one was the exogenetic process. Exogenetic processes, we have already covered the glacier and winds, and now we will continue with the running water, and it will include the erosion as well as the deposition related to the running water. Okay, so all the processes and all the agents that are produced as a result of the erosion of river or deposition by a river are categorized as fluvial processes. So fluvial is a term that is associated with rivers and streams. Fluvial processes is the set of mechanisms that operate as a result of water flow within a stream channel, bringing about the erosion, transfer, and deposition of sediments. होगा इसमें भी वही तीनों काम वही होंगे जो विंड में थे, तीनों काम जो आपके ग्लेशियर्स में थे. It will erode its process from sediments from one place, transports those sediments, and then deposit those sediments. So it will involve erosion, transportation, and deposition. All these are the three processes of the fluvial family. And remember, the term fluvial is associated with river or a stream channel based on its erosion. Erosion processes includes the displacement of bed particles or sediments, and lift those sediments, and abrasion causing the wearing away. Similarly, you remember we discussed about the we discussed about the abrasion in glaciers. Also, abrasion can happen with the wind. Similarly, water, once it carries the sediments, those sediments can also, during the process of moving stream, those sediments will fall on the other uh, sediments, and as a result of that, we have the formation of erosion. And erosion by water is very significant as compared to the wind. Uh, and however, the sedimentary load carried by the water is lighter than the glacial but heavier than the wind. Mostly, we have the pebbles that uh, that that can be moved by a river. Similarly, we have the sands and also the mud that can be carried by a river from one location to the other. Transportation, as you guys remember, we discussed that it moves the transfer of material. It can be in suspension or it can be in solution, and it can be saltation. Saltation is a movement in which the sediments they move by jumps, just like in a stream, depending on its power. From one place to another, they move in the form of jumps. We call that process as saltation. We have already discussed this process in wind. And then comes the deposition. We have enormous formations in the geological record that have been the result of deposition by rivers, fluvial deposition. They have certain features that help us to identify that this particular rock unit has been deposited in the water, especially the type of fossils and the type of sedimentary structures, especially cross bedding, the type of cross bedding the rivers produce, and also the implication and set of sedimentary features that the rivers produce will help you to identify fluvial deposition and fluvial deposits. Here we have the complete age of the river. As you can see, it started as a very small stream, a younger stream without any vegetation cover on its sides, and very steep valley. And you can see that the walls are very steep and the valley is very narrow. बहुत छोटी सी valley है, and the valley is V-shaped. Okay, you can see this is the shape that we normally call. Remember, the valley that was formed by glacial was U-shaped, but the valleys that is formed by the river is V-shaped. Then comes the next stage, that is the maturity stage, when the river, maybe it has like uh, been there for few hundreds of years, and then we have the valley becomes less steeper, and the river, you see, it was straighter in the start, and now it has started to turn. Now you can see it has become a turning river. That indicates that the river is at a maturity stage. The next one is the old stage. In old stage, you can see the valley has become very wide, and you can see that this is the floodplain area. When the river floods, so it will fill these areas. And the most important feature of this is the meandering or the turning of the river that was actually absent at the younger stage. Normally, the rivers that you see in Punjab province are mostly majority to old stage. Some of the river channels, like you see the Chenab River or the Jhelum River, then you will see that in the plain areas, you will find that they are making meanders, or also the river Ravi, that is also in a very old stage or old age stream. You will find that there is sand present on the sides of the channel, and the channel is like very squeezed to a place. And most of the year when there is no floods, so you will find in the stream the water, तो आपको बहुत नैरो से चैनल के अंदर वाटर जो है वो फ्लो करता हुआ नजर आएगा. दैट इज द ओल्ड स्टेज ऑफ द रिवर. Young stage of a stream, as we have said, it will have V-shaped valleys and vertical erosion. It can have waterfalls and rapids. Waterfall is the sudden moving down of water from a steep slope. For rapids, rapid is smaller waterfall. Rapid is also इसको आप waterfall ही कह सकते हैं, but it is at a smaller scale. However, the water in the river at that place is quite clear because it is not carrying any suspension load. के अंदर क्लेज नहीं होंगी. वाटर जो है that will be very clean. But stream meander जो है normally they don't occur. Meander इस process को कहते हैं जिसमें एक river जो है it forms a snaky shape, or it forms somewhat a sinus waves type of structure. We call that as a meander. You can see a V-shaped valley, and you can see the walls are very steep, and this is the water that has caused the stream to be steep sided. However, the upper zone of this valley, maybe if you go upstream, maybe you find bigger boulders. बड़े बड़े आपको boulders नजर आएंगे. That's why the stream just carries the larger pebbles and larger sediments and doesn't carry the finer dissolved or suspended particles. And it depends on the energy of the stream, and uh, its channel shaped will be quite stator. अगर आप इसको देखें तो this is the youthful age, and it has steep walls. It doesn't have a flat plane. It have uh, absolutely very steep sides. Now we'll see some of the terms. The genetic classification of streams, and we have consequent valley, subsequent valley, insequent valley. There are a lot of terminologies that are part of the classification of valleys. We will see each one of them one by one. The the first one is the consequent stream. Consequent stream is normally the stream that follows the dip of the slope, and it normally erodes. We will see it shortly in terms of the figures. Subsequent valley is a valley that joins the consequent valley. Consequent valley is normally the main valley. ये main valley होती है, और इसको जो ज्वाइन करती हैं वैलीज बेस्ड ऑन के उसके साथ कोई ऐसी रॉक्स हैं दैट कैन इजीली इरोडेड, तो वो उसको ज्वाइन कर लेती हैं, तो उसको हम कहते हैं सब्सिक्वेंट वैली. सब्सिक्वेंट मींस दैट ज्वाइंस द मेन वैली. ओके. इनसिक्वेंट वैली एक ऐसी वैली है जो ना तो कोई लिथोलॉजी ना ही कोई वो स्ट्रक्चरल कंट्रोल में होती है, उसको हम कहते हैं इनसिक्वेंट वैली. और दीज आर some of the main types of genetical classification of valleys. We will see it shortly. Okay, this is a consequent valley. You see it follows the main slope. This is the slope, and you can see that this is the consequent river or consequent valley, and here you have the subsequent river or subsequent valley, and you can see that because these rocks were easily erodable, so this valley will join the main valley, and all the water that was carried in this valley was actually transferred to the main valley, and then main valley will join another main valley. So this is how we differentiate between the consequent valley and the subsequent valley. You can see another subsequent valley on this side. The Okay, so this is another example, another illustration. You can see that this is the main valley, that is what we call the consequent valleys, and then we have some of the subsequent valleys. Okay, he also have mentioned about the obsequent valleys, but this term is not commonly used. But you can say that it is also a tributary of subsequent valley. It's just like he further divided the subsequent valley, and he says that okay, a subsequent valley can further be branched into the obsequent valleys or subsequent streams. However, there are some streams that don't follow the lithology or structure, and then they just form a dendritic pattern. Dendritic pattern is a pattern in which it looks like the shape of a tree or a shape of branches of a main trunk, and then this is the main stream, and then all these streams are joining this main stream. So that stream or that valley that doesn't follow any slope or lithology, we call it as insequent stream. The other classification of valleys based on the structure, that is the last for today, and it is actually based on the structure geology. You will study in your coming semesters the subject. We have the homoclinal valley, anticlinal valley, synclinal valley, fault valley, and fault line valley. Okay, homoclinal valley is normally one valley that is parallel to the strike of the beds. We will see shortly its figure and it will be clear for you. Anticline, you guys remember, upward folding of strata, and in that we have the formation of an anticline. And if a stream is cutting the axis of the anticline, we call it as an anticlinal valley. Synclinal valley is then valley in which we have the down pop folding of strata, and as a result, when the stream is cutting that, we call it as a synclinal valley. Fault valley, and if we have a fault running along a stream, and that controls the shape, and that controls the deposition in that particular area, we call it as a fault valley. Fault line valley is a valley in which the fault line or the fault plane actually lies in the bottom of the valley. We will see now these different terminologies, how they look like in the figure. Okay. You can see that here we have some anticlines and we had some synclines and anticline. एंटीक्लाइन तो आपको याद होगा. सो एंटीक्लाइन है यहाँ पे, और ये आपकी पैडिंग है, और ये अगर इसके बिल्कुल पैरेलल कोई वैली बनेगी तो उसको हम होमोक्लाइनल वैली कहेंगे. लाइक दैट वैली दैट विल बी पैरेलल टू द स्ट्राइक ऑफ द स्ट्रेटा. तो ये स्ट्राइक है और ये डिप है. डिप है जहाँ पर अगर आप इफ यू पुट सम वाटर, सो वाटर विल फ्लो इन दिस डायरेक्शन, दैट इज द डिप, and this is the strike. तो ये strike है और dip is always perpendicular to the strike. So any valley that is parallel to the strike of the rocks, the extension of the rocks, we call it as homoclinal valley. Okay. The other one is when we have a valley that is parallel to the syncline. You see the strata is folded like this, and you have a valley in between, that is a synclinal valley. Similarly, ये एक anticline थी. It was upward moving strata, तो यहाँ से ये strata erode हो गया, or at the apex of the anticline we have another valley, we call it as anticlinal valley. So you just need to remember homoclinal valley and anticlinal valley and synclinal valley as part of these valleys classification. The last one is the fault valley, and in which you can see that there is presence of normal faults, and the normal faults are actually pushing down the strata, and as a result you can see that the the strata overall has down dropped or down dropped, And if a valley is created in this position, and it erodes down, and as the strata moves down, so it will be controlled by a fault, and we call this type of valley as a fault valley. Okay, well, that's all for today's discussion. If you guys have any questions, you can ask.